Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. You gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah, not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And the sincere salutation to all the Ark pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, looking at the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwath who are listening learning. These few sisters who are listening learning. I'm Isaiah from GMS Solano Camp, coming at you another lesson in truth, fact, faith, and edification. Another day of edification, Lord willing to be edified. So I titled this lesson, Through All Their Lies, Wiles, and Deceptions, it's wisdom that's guiding us. Through all their lies, their wiles, and deceptions, it's wisdom that's guiding us. So I want to go first to this blue letter, because the Lord told us in Deuteronomy 32 that he was going to hide his face from us, and that our nakedness, which is a covering from these heathen nations, starting with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, was going to be like lies, wiles, and deception. And when you go into the word wiles, which is in Ephesians 6, it talks about that wiles is cunning, craft, and arts, right? So right here in Deuteronomy 32, I want to point this out first to show you that the Lord is talking to you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians in this chapter. So in Deuteronomy 32 and 8, it reads, when the Most High divided to the nation their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance, right? So when you go down here to right here, verse 15, it say, but Jeshurun waxed fat and kick, thou art waxing fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook God, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation, right? Talking about us, it say, they provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, with abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Right? So we started sinning against the Lord when we saw these heathen nations, right? It'll tell you that when you read Deuteronomy 29 and 16, Deuteronomy 29 and 16, to tell you how the Lord walked us through all these heathen nations, and then we want to follow their customs, right? So this is what the Lord say. This is verse 26. I said I would scatter them into corners, and that's what we had today, throughout the four corners of the earth. I said I would scatter them into corners and would make the remembrance of them to cease. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. That's why I tell you in Lamentations 4 and 9 that we are not known, right? It tell you in Lamentations 4, not 4 and 9, verse 4. Let me see. Bear with me. I think it's 4 and 8. Let me fact check this real quick. So Lamentations 4. Yeah, Lamentations 4 and 8. It reads, their visage is blacker than the coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones, it is withered, it is become like a stick. So, right here in Deuteronomy 32 and 26, it say, I said I will scatter them into corners, I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men, meaning we are not known. Okay, the Lord took away our heritage. So we are known, as I tell you in the curses in Deuteronomy 28, as proverbs and bywords, right? We are not known. Nobody recognizes us as Hebrew Israelites. We are not known. We are like heathens now, right? What we was. So the point I want to make right here, verse 32, it say, verse 33, it says their wine is the poison of dragons. What wine? It's talking about philosophies. It ain't talking about red wine or white wine. It's talking about the philosophies. What we was gonna be, what we was gonna learn. Right? It said their wine is the poison of dragons and the cruel venom of asps. Right? Now, when you go to Isaiah 29, to show you it's not talking about wine, right? It's Isaiah 29 and 9 that reads, stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. So what are we drunk with? The philosophies of dragons. It said their wine is the poison of dragons, meaning the philosophies of Babylon the Great, the revived Roman Empire, which is the Roman Empire revived. Their wine is the poison of dragons and the cruel venom of asps, right? It said the cruel venom of asps, which is venomous snakes, vipers, cobras, whatever, right? Rattlesnakes. When you go to Psalms 58, it says this. Remember, it said their wine is the poison of dragons. This is Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. It said the wicked are estranged from the womb, right? And you can liken this to Renaissance. When you read in Revelation 20, when it say after 1,000 years they're going to be released from their prison. That's when these devils came out the caves, right? It said the wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Renaissance mean rebirth of the so-called white man. Okay, the Edomites. The wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Now this is them overall. Okay, they speak lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the death adder that stoppeth their ears. Their poison talking about their philosophies, their ways of life, right? So I want to get this. So let's go here real quick to Job, right? In Job 13 and 4, it reads this. But ye are forgers of lies. This is Job 13 and 4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. Let's get this word lies here in Job 13 and 4. Because this is talk about Esau, Edom. So let me hit this volume a little bit so it won't echo. Okay, this is the word for lies. I'm finna show you something.
Strong's HA 267, Sheker, Sheker.
You see right here, it say lying, false, falsehood, falsely, vain, wrongfully, deceitfully, deceit, liar, right? It say lie, deception, disappointment, falsehood, right? Deception. What deceives or disappoints or betrays one. Deceit, fraud, wrong. You got wrongfully, falsehood, right? Testify falsehood, false oath, swear falsely. And the Lord said in Zechariah 8 and 16, Well, actually, the verse 17 it say, "Love no false oath." Right? It say lie, falsehood, false tongue. Right? This is talking about the philosophies that was pushed on us here in Babylon the Great. Right? So I want to get that. Now let's get let's go back here. Because one of the words said deceit, right? That's why I titled it Through Their Lies, Their Wiles and Deceptions, Wisdom, it's wisdom that's guiding us, right? Let's get the word wiles in Ephesians. In Ephesians 6 and 11. So in Ephesians 6, right, in verse 11, it reads, Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, right? Let's get this word wiles here. So like it, these pop-ups. So let's get this word wiles here. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shema Shah, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, right? I want to show this first, then we're gonna get these precepts. But I gotta make the I gotta establish the point first. So wiles, oh Salaki, let me play the word. Hey, and the water Yahweh Shema Shah for blessing us with this blue letter, man. For some reason it ain't playing.
Strong's G 3180. Methodiah. Methodiah.
Now you see what it say? This is the word for wiles. Cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery. Okay? It's a while lie in wait. And when you read in Psalms 10 and 7, matter of fact, let's read it. Let's read it. Let's read Psalms 10 and 7. I read it here from my phone, right? Cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery, right? Now when you read here in Psalms chapter 10, and I'm gonna start at 7, it reads, His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. One of the words for lies in Job 13 and 4 was false tongue, right? It say his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. They tell you in Psalms 94 and 20 that they frame mischief by a law. Verse 8 reads, He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lie in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. Right? So right here you see while lie in wait. That's what these devils do. Right? That's what they do. So let's get one more word here. Then we go back. So let's get in Genesis. Let's go to Genesis 3. See, Christianity teaching people that it was a snake that beguiled Eve, right? Well, we know it wasn't a snake, it was a man. It was a man and his philosophies, right? Let's get this word here first. The serpent. Let's look this word up. H 5175, right?
Strong's H 5175. Nachash. Nachash.
So it's a mythological, right? Serpent snake. It's a image, fleeing serpent. Let's see if we link any precepts to it. So right here in Numbers 21, this is when the Lord had the serpents to bite which it was 2/3 of Israelites in the wilderness, right? Because they was complaining about Moses. They was complaining towards Moses and the Lord about what they was going to eat or what they was eating, right? They was complaining about they was tired of eating manna. And the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died, right? So that's one of the precepts they got there. See, then they got right here Psalms 58 and 4. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the death adder that stoppeth her ears, right? Here's another one. Psalm 140 and 3, talking about Esau, Edom the wicked, the so-called white man, their philosophies. It's a Psalm 140 and 3. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. This is talking about their philosophies. See what else he got here. It's beautiful. Ecclesiastes 10 and 11. It says, surely the serpent will bite without enchantment, and a babbler is no better. This is talking about their philosophies, man. When you go into the word, I was looking at it earlier, which I'm gonna go to it. Lord will not go to it. About their enchantments, right? Here's another one. I was going to get this. Jeremiah 8 and 17. It said, for behold, I will send serpents, cockatrices among you, which will not be charmed, and they shall bite you, saith Yahweh. Now let's get this verse right here in the NLT. Now watch this. In the NLT, Jeremiah 8 and 17. Because it's not talking about serpents. This is what it reads in oh, as a matter of fact, you know what? I don't even gotta do that. Let me get it right here. Salakia. Let's get it right here. Let's see what it say. Let's get right here, Bibles. Let's see what it say. Here you go, right here. You see it? I forgot. You can go to all the different translations right here. So this is NLT, Jeremiah 8 and 17. I will send these enemy troops among you like poisonous snakes. You cannot charm. They will bite you and you will die. I, the Lord Yahweh Shemavashah, have spoken. This is talking about them. When you read it in Isaiah 59 and 19 about them, about these troops coming in like a flood, right? So let's go back. So the Lord is making a point talking about these philosophies of these devils, right? So let me go back and read Deuteronomy. Let's go back to this. Oh, as a matter of fact, I want to get this word here. I want to get this word beguile right here, right? Because Eve said that the serpent beguiled her, right? Where is it? Let's see. Oh, so let me get it in Salaki. Let me get the word from Second Corinthians. Let me get it there. Second Corinthians is 11. No, 12. Let's get that. I think it was Second Corinthians 11. Bear with me for a second. Let me pull this up. Yeah, Second Corinthians 11. Let me just So right here in Second Corinthians 11, it say, "But I feel least by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach," right? So let's go to this word beguile right here. I want to get it in Genesis 2. Bear with me. Let's see what it say here though. But this would be like in the Greek. So hold on. Because I'm making a point here. You'll see in a minute. So let's get the word beguiled here in the Greek. So it's G18:18. I want to see the different translations.
Strong's G 1818. Exapatao. Exapatao.
Now right here it say deceive, beguile, right? It say to seduce. That's the word I'm looking for. To seduce, wholly, beguile, deceive. Now we're gonna get Genesis 3. It said to seduce, right? Let me get this precept before I forget it. In Proverbs 12:26. Remember it said to seduce, right? Now let's get this in Genesis 3:13. To deceive, man. Let's see again, through all the lies, wiles, and deception, wisdom. It's wisdom that's guiding us, man. So right here in Genesis 3:13, and the Lord said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. Meaning I learned his philosophies, which is today you go to these colleges and you learn, you take up different degrees, right? You get your bachelor's and your associates and your masters, right? Your PhD and all type of other doctrine, right? So right here, she said, the serpent beguiled me. Here is the beguile in the old in the Hebrew. So it say
Strong's H 5377. Nasha. Nasha.
see, deceive, same thing. Seize, utterly, utterly, total consumed, covered, to beguile, deceive, to be beguiled, to deceive utterly, right? It say to lead astray. You see it? That's what these philosophers of the world did. Another word, oh, here it go right here. To lead astray mentally. What we talking about? The Lord say, flee from this place. When it tell you in Micah 2:10, arise and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it will destroy you with a sword of destruction. This talking about mentally, spiritually, and emotionally separate from this place. Mentally, to delude, or morally, to seduce, beguile, deceive. Now it said to seduce, right? In Proverbs 12:26, it reads this: the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. You see, they have seduced us through Let's get this. They have seduced us through philosophies, man. Let's get this. This is Colossians 2 and 8. It reads, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after her Mashiach. Let's look at this word philosophy here. That's why the Lord say, put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shema Shah, right? That you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Let's get this word philosophy here. G5385.
Strong's G 5385. Philosophia. Philosophia.
Sophia, right? Love of wisdom. It say use either of zeal for or skill in any art or science. It say any branch of knowledge used once in the New Testament of the theology, or rather a theosophy of certain Jewish Christians. It say which busy itself with refined. So hold on, let's go down. Salakia. Right here it say the point was right here. Science meaning knowledge, right? To know. Science just mean knowledge. So it's a philosophy, i.e., especially Jewish sophistry, philosophy. So it really don't give you much. Okay. We know what philosophy is. So let's go back. So in Deuteronomy 32, the Lord said, let's go back here. He said, our wine is like the poison of dragons, right? So right here, let's read this again. Deuteronomy 32 and 33. This is after he hid his face from us. It said, their wine is the poison of dragons and the cruel venom of asps, right? Which is what? Their philosophies, right? Let's get this. Hold on. Let me pull this up right here. So right here, philosophy, right? It said the study of fundamental nature or knowledge, reality, and existence, especially when considering as an academic discipline, right? So it got similar words: thinking, reasoning, thought, wisdom, knowledge, right? So it had also pulled up. Let's see. So let's get this. So again, it say Deuteronomy 32 and 33. That wine is like the poison of dragons, the cruel venom of asps. And I was asking the brothers last week. I had asked a couple of the brothers in the camp, like the two new brothers that's in the camp. Then we have brothers that stand on the outside with us, at camp. We got like 5, 6 brothers. And I asked them, how can we prove that in Revelations When they talk about the dragon, Revelations 12, right? 13. How can we prove to a person that came up to camp and asked us, how can we prove to them that the dragon in Revelation is talking about the Roman Empire? How can we prove that? What scripture could we use to prove that the dragon in Revelation is talking about the Roman Empire? And I told him looking for one verse that we can use to prove that that red dragon is talking about the Roman Empire, right? It said their wine is like the poison of dragons and the cruel venom of asp, right? When you go to Isaiah 35, it reads this. This is Isaiah 35, and let's start at verse. This is talking about to the hopeful elect. Let's start at verse 3. It reads, strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. It tell you in Galatians 6, you that are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, right? It said, ye which are spiritual. So this Isaiah 35 and 3. Strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not, behold, your power will come with vengeance, even power with a recompense. He will come and save you, right? Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Then shall the lame man leap as in heart, and the tongue of the dumb sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out and streams in the desert. These waters is talking about this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, this truth, right? The Lord said in the wilderness, Babylon the Great, the shadow of death, right? The valley of dry bones. This is the wilderness. It reads, it say, and the parched ground shall become a pool. What's the word parched mean? Let's look that up. Let's look at the word parched real quick. So the word parched mean dried out with heat, right? Hold on, this is cold. It say dry, similar words say dry as a bone, right? What was Ezekiel 37 starting at one talking about the valley of dry bones, right? So the word parched, it say, let me play it here so you can know. Parched. It say dried up, dried out with heat. Similar words say dry as a bone. This is very spiritual, man. Because we was in the valley of dry bones, right? North America, Babylon the Great, the valley of dry bones. It say as dry as a bone, bone dry, right? It say desiccated, dehydrated, sun baked, burned, scorched, seared, withered, right? It talks about us being withered. It say, yeah, that was the point. Now you got another similar thing saying like I'm parched, I'll die without a drink. So it say thirsty, dehydrated, dry, right? So let me come back. Let's go back here. We'll read it here. Let's read it here in the blue letter. That was the whole point of me pulling it up. So let's just read it from here. So Isaiah 35, right? So Isaiah 35 and 7 is say, and the parched ground shall become a pool. So what it mean the parched ground shall become a pool? Verse 6 read, then shall the lame man leap as an hart, and the tongue of the dumb sing, for in the wilderness shall waters break out and streams in the desert. Right? It's talking about the truth, these waters. It say verse 8. It say verse 8. No, Salaki, verse 7. And the parched ground shall become a pool, and The thirsty land springs of water, right? This is the point I want to make. In the habitation of dragons. What dragons? The Roman Empire. Okay? The revised Roman Empire, which is North America, Babylon the Great. In the habitation of dragons. What does it mean in the habitation of? When you get Wisdom of Solomon 5, let's read it. It reads this. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him. Who afflicted us? The dragons. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. It said, in the habitation of dragons, where each lay shall be grass with reeds and rushes. Meaning this water is going to raise us up. We're going to be rejuvenated, right? And stand upon our feet. It say, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as has afflicted him, and made no count of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation so far beyond all that they look for. Right? In Ephesians 6, they read here in Ephesians 6. Let's read some of this. I want to read these points. Ephesians 6 and 19, they read. Matter of fact, let's read here, Ephesians 6 and 11, it reads, put on the whole arm of God that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. You see, it say, verse 14, I'm reading, jumping down, it say, matter of fact, 13 say, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of power. Matter of fact, let's read 12. It said, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole arm of Yahweh Shema Shah, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, which is Jacob's trouble, the day when these devils come in like a flood, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And how do you quench? How do you quench fire? With water, man. This truth. It say, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the spirit, which is the word of Yahweh Shema Shah. Right? Verse 19, the point I want to make. And for me, the utterance may be given unto me that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mysteries of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in bonds, that therein I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. Right? So the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water. Who's thirsty? The hopeful elect. The Lord tell you in Isaiah 55 and 1, ho, ho, come to the waters, all you that thirst, right? It say, in the habitation of dragons, them that's in rulership, the revised Roman Empire, where each lay shall be grass with reeds of rushes, and an highway shall be there, and a way, and it shall be called the way of holiness. The unclean shall not pass over it, but it shall be for those, the wayfaring men, thy fools shall not err therein, because it's for the hopeful elect. Okay? No lion shall be there, nor any ravenous beast shall go up thereon. It shall not be found there, but the redeemed shall walk there. Okay? So the Lord said in Deuteronomy 32 that our wine shall be what? As the poison. Let's read it again. Let's read it again. See, through all their lies and wiles and deceptions, it's wisdom that's guiding us, man. So again, Deuteronomy 32 and 33, the wine is the poison of dragons, our philosophy that we learned here, and the cruel venom of asp. Okay? This is now when you read what I just read in Isaiah 35, right? It say the parched ground shall become a pool, right? It say in the habitation of dragons. It's talking about these devils, okay? Cause we dealing with the dragon, the Roman Empire, and this is the revised Roman Empire. Watch this. This is Isaiah 43 and 20. Isaiah 35 and 7, when it said in the habitation of dragons, that's talking about us, the hopeful elect, being in the midst of these heathens, starting with Esau, Edom, okay, the revived Roman Empire, the dragon, the red dragon, that old serpent. This is Isaiah 43 and 20. The beasts of the field shall honor me, the dragons and the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness. Remember Isaiah 35 and 7, right? Now these dragons right here, it say, the beasts of the field shall honor me, the dragons and the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness and rivers in the desert to give drink to my people, my chosen. So this dragon and the owls here is talking about us, the whole, well, let's say it's talking about the hopeful elect. Let's get this. Yahweh Shah said in Matthew 10 and 16, it's Matthew 10 and 16, it reads, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. What is a dragon? Let's look it up. Let's see what a dragon is. See, the whole select, man, is these wise serpents, man, in the habitation of these wicked dragons, man, or these wicked serpents. Right here. Let's play the word.
Strong's H 8577. Tanim. Tanim.
You see it? Dragon, serpent, serpent, venomous snake. Okay? So Lord say, let's go back and read it again. The beasts of the field shall honor me, the dragons and the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness and rivers in the desert to give drink to my people, my chosen. What is an owl? What does an owl represents? In Revelation chapter 3. Oh, I got to get this first. Call out Yahbashimabashai. It just came to me just now. Proverbs 29 and 18. It reads, well, there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Owls represent what? They can see in the dark, man. That's vision, right? When you go to Revelation, let's go to Revelations chapter 3. Matter of fact, let's do it here. I pulled the blue letter for a reason. Let's use it. What's that? Let's get it right here. Revelations 3 and 18, it reads this. It's Revelation 3 and 18. I counsel thee to buy me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear. Now I want to deal with that too, since I'm here. It say, and anoint thy eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. Let me look at this word nakedness right here. Let's see what it say. Because I'm curious. I never looked at it. Why not, right? G1132. Look, Jim knows. In the Greek Empire, the word Jim go back to the word It means to work out naked, right? That's what gym mean. Mean to work out naked. That started in the Greek Empire. That's where this whole gym working out with almost no clothes on come from. Come from the Greek Empire. The word gym, gymnos, which means to work out naked. Nakedness of the body, right? Which this is spiritual nakedness. Now, I gotta look this up. Matter of fact, hold on. Bear with me here. Okay. See, oh yes it do. Yes it do. There it go right there. Yeah, I was just finna go to this. You see? So it say, this is beautiful, man. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore should thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, food, and in thirst, drink, and in nakedness. You can liken this to clothes and philosophies. And in the want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee, right? So you can go to Google and type in yoke and see what images come up. So let's look at the word nakedness here, because I was just finna go there. That's why I want to look at it in Revelations 3. See how I link, and this is how a Bible with the precepts in it, it link you to the. See how when you scroll down, it got the different verses down there. That's what a precept Bible do. It link you back to these verses, man. So let's look it up here. Nakedness. This is that covering that we took of these heathen nations, man. So it got okay, nakedness, nudity. Okay, so don't give you much there. Oh, look at there. Genesis 3. You see? Man, that's heavy. It's sending you back to Genesis 3 when Adam and Eve sewed fig leaves together. Because it said they knew they was naked, meaning the Lord took the truth from them, so they didn't have a covering. Okay? That's why the Lord said this in Isaiah 30 and 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with their covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Because anything outside of this law, anything outside of this truth, outside of the covering of Yahweh Shema Shah, which is not another covering, then you are adding sin to sin, man. The Lord in Deuteronomy 4, let's read that. The Lord say in the habitation, he said, our wine shall be the poison of dragons, man, right? But in Deuteronomy 4 and 6, the Lord said this, man. The Lord gave us covering, which is his truth. That's why these heathens can't get it, man. I just read in Isaiah 35 that the unclean can't get this. So right here, Deuteronomy 4 and 6, it say, let's read up. Let's read up. Right here, Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Behold, I taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me that you should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom. Who the Lord talking to here? Israelites. Hold on. Let's read verse 1. It say, Israel urged to obey God's law. You see it? So back in verse 6, it says, verse 7, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise as serpents and understanding people. So this is the wise part of a serpent, and the understanding is what Yahweh Shah said, be wise as serpents and humble as what did it say, wise as serpents? Let me read it again. Matthew 10 and 16. Matthew 10 and 16 reads, but I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Harmless is understanding. Okay? Surely this great nation is a wise, okay, and understanding people, man. So, through the midst of all their lies and deceptions, the Lord said we are supposed to conduct ourselves different, man, because He gave us ice off. Let's get this. This Philippians 2 and 13, it reads, for it is power which worketh in you both to will and to do of His good pleasure. It's not us, His good pleasure. Do all things without murmurings and disputings. Here's the point. Remember what it said in Isaiah 35 and 7? It say, in the habitation of dragons, right? It say that you may be blameless and harmless. You see, Yahweh said what? Be wise as serpents. When you wise as a serpent, that means you blameless. Okay? That ye may be blameless and harmless, like doves, the sons of God. That's the elect, the whole elect of Israel. You men, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, and Haitians, that ye may be blameless, wise as a serpent, and harmless, like a dove, the sons of power without rebuke in the midst of a crooked, what's crooked? A dragon, a serpent. The habitation of dragons we lay, right? Where each lay in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world, right? Ye shine as lights in the world. Let's get this. In Hebrews, this is Hebrews chapter 10 and 32, it reads, but call to remembrance the former days. Why I say former days? Because this is how we were before we went off, man. Okay? But call to remembrance the former days in which after ye were illuminated. When you read Exodus 24, when the Lord had Moses to sit us down in the wilderness, and Moses took 12 pillars for the 12 tribes of Israel, right? And the Lord had Moses to sprinkle blood on us, and he read the book of the law. And what do we say in Exodus 24? Everything that the Lord said we would do, right? So, Hebrews 10 and 32, but call to remembrance the former days in which after ye were illuminated, ye endured a great fight of affliction. What does this word illuminated mean? Let's look it up. So you today, but this is for them that's in the know. This is not for low-level thinkers. So today you have the right-hand energy of the Lord, right? Which is the illuminated ones. Then you have the left-hand energy of the Lord, which is the Illuminati, okay? On the left-hand side. Let's look at this word illuminated. Let's play it here.
Strong's G 5461. Fotizo. Fotizo.
You see it? Give light, bring to light, lighten, enlighten, light, illuminate. See, this is the whole elect right here. Make to see. You see that? That's ice off. That's the vision. To give light, to shine, to enlighten, lighten up, illumine, to bring to light. Okay, to cause something to exist and thus come to light and become clear to all. What's that? Matthew 5, what's that? 14? Matthew 5 and 13. A light that is set on the hill cannot be hid. To enlighten, spiritually imbue with saving knowledge, saving of the soul, right? To instruct, to inform, teach, to give understanding to. Hold on, there's more here. Salakia, these pop-ups. It say to shed rays, to shine. It say to brighten, right? Enlighten, illuminate, bring to, give, light to make, right? Now, I'll show you how cold this is. Let me get this. Because on the left-hand side, you got these devils, right? Let's get this. 2 Corinthians 11. Watch this. This is the left-hand energy. What we're reading here is the right-hand energy of Yahweh Shema Shai. But here's the left-hand energy dealing with these devils. Look at this. 2 Corinthians 11:13. For such are, it say, for such are false apostles, deceitful workers. Remember, the lesson is about our wine is the poison of dragons, right? Deceit. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach, right? That's why I tell you that's why I tell you Revelation that with the dragon, the false prophet, which is who? The Roman Catholic Church, because they controls all the religions on the planet Earth, man, through the Vatican. It say, for such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach. That's what the Lord said in Psalms 50. What has thou to do to declare my statutes, seeing thy haters' instructions? These devils had no business putting their hand on our Bible, man. That's what the Lord's saying. Right? It says, verse 14, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Through who? His peoples on the earth. Esau, Edom, so-called white race. Okay, let's look at this word right here. Light. First off, let's get Satan. The word Satan, go back to the word adversary. Let's look it up. And it say no marvel, right? Because in 1 Corinthians 11:19, the Lord said it must be heresies among us, that we may know who is approved of the Lord to teach sound doctrine. And it's our apostles a great millstone. Let's play this word.
Strong's G 4567. Satanas. Satanas.
Right? It's a
Thayer's
adversary.
lexicon. Satan. Satan.
Satan, right? The Shaitan. It's a adversary, one who opposes another in purpose or act, the name given to. The prince of evil spirits, right? It is a inveterate adversary of God and Hamashiach, who incites apostasy from God and to sin. Look, here go the word. It's a circumventing men by his wiles. That's cold. I just read that in Ephesians 6. Put on the whole armor of the Lord that we may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Right here. Here we go. It's the accuser. What is that? Revelation 12:12. No, Revelation 12:10. The accuser of our brethren are cast down. It's talking about these devils. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. The accuser, i.e., the devil, Satan. The word devil mean the Greek word is diablos, which means deceiver. Okay, look, see right here, a Satan-like man, a Satan-like man. Hold on. A Satan-like man, right? When you go to we got to get this. Let's get this. Second Thessalonians, what is that? Chapter 2. Let's get this. Start here at 9, right? It says Satan-like man, right? Remember, this is Second Thessalonians 2:9. It say, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. Who is this? With all power and signs and lying wonders. Hold on. Hold on. What did Genesis 3 talks about? The Lord told the serpent in Genesis 3, I'm gonna put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. So Satan has a physical seed on earth that plays out his wickedness, man. So let me look at this real quick. I want to see what it say right here. Right here, it say in the New Testament, used only of superhuman power, whether of God or the devil. You see it? Working efficiency in the New Testament, used only of superhuman power, whether of God or of the devil. This here, on a low level, it's the elites. Because they control everything on the earth, man. They are in rulership, right? It's a efficiency, operation, strong, effectual working. That's these devils who's in control of the earth. They control the laws. They control the money. They make the policy. Where we get our food from? Your food, your clothes, your transportation, your housing, your work. Where you get it from? You got to get it from the so-called white man. You see that? I just want to see what that said right there. So let's say, let's go back. You can't make this stuff up, man. Take one to be cracking jokes. It said again, Second Thessalonians 2:9. Even him whose coming is after the working of. Hold on. Let me see what these different translations say. Let's see what NLT say. It say, this man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. Oh, with the water, because Elder Yashwama just went into this the other night, and he used this. He went into this. You see it? It's a New King James Version, a New King James. These devils. The coming of the lawless one is according to the working of Satan with all power, signs, and lying wonders. So NLT say, this man, it's not, it ain't the spiritual demon Satan. He has seed on earth that's doing his biddings, man. This man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. That's cold. Now hold on. I must be allowed to get this. Remember, it said this man who's coming is after the working of Satan, right? These people talk about Satan was cast down from heaven. No, he wasn't. The spiritual demon Satan is still at the left hand side of the Lord, waiting to get his orders, man. Here you go right here, Isaiah 14:12. Now to show you that this word Lucifer right here is not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. Let's show you. In this chapter, you have to go up to verse. So look at this, right? Isaiah 14:4. It say that thou should take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how have the oppressors ceased? Who are the oppressors? See, right here, we can close the book. We can close this whole chapter. We don't got to read down to verse 12. Who are the oppressors? It's the so-called white people, man. Okay? Who controls the earth? Job 9:24. The earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. Who is the king of North America, Babylon the Great? The so-called white man. Okay? It say, how have the oppressors ceased? This is a future prophecy of them then of them being taken out of power. It said the golden city ceased. The Lord have broken the staff of the wicked, the so-called white man. The Bible talks about them being the wicked, Edom, Esau, Edom, and the scepter of the rulers, right? So right there, it shows you the king of Babylon is the oppressors, man. Now, when you jump down, it's the same chapter, same chapter. When you jump down to verse 12, it say, how art thou fallen from heaven? Heaven is rulership. That's why I was saying this is the white man's heaven and the black man's hell, right? Because earth is hell. There's no place under the ground where you go and burn forever. Okay, that's not in the scriptures. It tell you in Ecclesiastes 3, when we die, we all go back to the spiritual realm. Oh, what is that? Job chapter 3, right? It tell you when the wicked and the righteous die, they are in peace because we all go to the same place. Whether you wicked or righteous, when you die, your spirit go back to the Lord who gave it. That's Ezekiel. What is that? Ezekiel 18 and 3. Ecclesiastes 3. Okay, Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. When we die, we go back to the Lord, the righteous and the wicked. It don't matter if a guy killed 20 people or one guy went and raped a woman. When they die, they go back to the same place, to the spiritual realm. So it say, how art thou fallen from heaven, your rulership, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? How did he weaken the nations? Through their policies, through their legislations, through their democracy, through their philosophies, through their draconian measures. Right? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into the heavens, which he doing it with his space station, with his jets, his planes, with his technology. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. The stars of the Lord is talking about the Israelites. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation. Who controls religion? The so-called white man. It say, I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Where's the north? Right here in North America, Babylon the Great. They control religion from the Vatican through North America, Babylon the Great. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. And he's doing that with his technology, with his space station. I will be like the Most High. You see? How is he like the Most High? Because they playing God on earth. Yet, this is what the Lord say, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell. You going to captivity too, boy, to the sides of the pit. It say, here's the point. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man? Hold on. Is this the man that made the earth to tremble? How did they make the earth to tremble? They dropped bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Fat Man and Little Boy. They dropped bombs on Yugoslavia. They dropped bombs on Bosnia. Go look it up. It's on Google. That they may, it said, they that may see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man? Now remember, it said in verse 12, how thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer. Well, it's talking about these men, these so-called Illuminati, okay? Them that control the earth. It said in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. Genesis 3 and 15, the Lord said he's going to put enmity between the Satan seed, which are the Edomites, and Israel's seed, okay? Which are the 12 tribes of Israel. It says, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? They have number one military around the world. They have over 800 military bases around the world. Look, it shows you talking about men that made the world as a wilderness. Who destroying the earth with chemtrails and GMO foods and passing laws for the transformers and bestiality laws that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof? How are the cities destroyed? With crime. Okay? Transformers run around everywhere. Chemtrails in the air, GMO food. Everybody is uproaring because of these devils. It say, here's another clue, that open not the house of his prisoners. Who own the prisons? Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians and Haitians don't own prisons. So who own the prisons? The so-called white man. Okay? Disney have a major stock in the prisons down here in Florida, man, in the jails and prisons. Okay? That's why if you watch the movie, the TV show Cops, you'll never see Orlando on that show Cops, man. They go to every other county in Florida but Orlando, man. Why? Because these devils don't want that seen on TV because the what they call them, their money source will not come here, which is the tourists. Okay? But it's talking about a man. Now, I want to go back to Hebrews 10 and 32, dealing with this light. The Lord gave us wisdom to move a certain way in the midst of these dragons, man. And again, hey, you brothers on the comment board, if you know what scripture, what scripture can you use to prove that the dragon in Revelations 12 is talking about the Roman Empire? What scripture can you use to prove that the dragon is the Roman Empire? Is one scripture. It links right with Revelations 12, but it's one main scripture. So let's get back. So in Hebrews 10 and 32, it say, but call to remembrance the former days in which after you were illuminated, you endured a great fight of afflictions. So the real illuminated ones are the Israelites, okay? The hopeful elect on the right hand side of the Lord. On the left hand, it's these devils that rule the earth. Now, let's get Baruch, right? And Baruch, and I gotta remember to download the Apocrypha on my computer so I can start using it from there. But this is Baruch chapter 4 and 2. It reads this: turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Take hold of what? Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Okay? Because we, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, we are the illuminated ones, man. Okay? And the Lord said he gave us this light to walk in the wisdom of this crooked and perverse nation. In Matthew, so let's get this. In Matthew, this is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 6. It reads, hold on, bear with me. Yeah, Matthew 7 and 6, it reads, give not that which is holy unto dogs, neither cast ye your pearl before swine. That was a scripture I was going to get. Or it say, give not that which is holy unto dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you. Right? This is verse 7. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be open. Okay? Which is what? This wisdom, man. That's why we must constantly pray to Yahweh Shema Shah to increase our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. Oh, that's what it was. Baruch 3, to link it with Matthew 7. Let's go back to this. In Baruch 4 and 2, right? It say, turn ye, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Listen, give not thine honor to another. That's what I say right here. I was like, man, I know I had a precept to link with this. This is verse 7, right? Number verse Matthew 7:6. It said, give not that which is holy unto dogs. What dogs? Heathens. It say, Baruch 4:3, give not thine honor to another. The Lord said he ain't gonna do it, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. So why would the Lord, Jake, wanna take the words of the Lord when the Lord said Matthew 15:24, he was not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So when you get to the new, when you get deep into the New Testament, you're talking about Paul. Well, Paul went to Paul went to the Israelites. Okay, and I'm going to show you in a minute. So the Lord say in Baruch 4:2, Baruch 4:3, give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. So right here say the same thing. It says, give not that which is holy unto dogs. Just look this up. I want to see what it got here. G2965.
Strong's G 2965. Kuon. Kuon.
Heavy. A man of impure mind, an impudent man. That's heavy. An impudent man. So let's go back. It's a give not that holy unto dogs. Right? Oh, I had lost my train of thought for a second. So let's get this. In the book of Acts, right? It's Acts 11:26. Showing you, and this I showed the guy. Well, we showed the guy Saturday at camp. The young guy, he was a young guy. He down there, and I told him, I said, bro, if you out here teaching that salvation is for all nations, the Lord gonna destroy you, bro. So hey, the Lord gonna destroy you. So let's look at this. This is Acts 11:16. So and these Christians love talking about, well, Paul went to the heathens. Well, let's see. Let's see. It's Acts 11:16. Then remember out the word of the Lord, how that he said, John indeed baptized with water, but ye shall be baptized with the Holy Spirit. Because the Messiah done away with that water baptism. Okay? For all you slow bellies out there, you can't get baptized in dirty water. You wicked niggas. For as much then as God gave them the like gift as he did unto us. Who? The apostles. It went to the Israelite foreigners. It say, who believed on the Lord, Yahweh Mashiach, the Hebrew name, not JC, because this name didn't exist back then. It say, what was I that I could withstand God? This is verse 18. It says, Salakia. It say, when they heard these things, they held their peace and glorified God, saying, then have God also to the Gentiles granted repentance unto life. What does it mean to be granted repentance? Re meaning back, pent mean to turn, man. Okay? Or sorrowful. Turn back. To what? It tells you in Galatians 4:4, the Lord sent his son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law. So it say, then have God also to the Gentiles granted repentance unto life. Look, the church at Antioch. Now they which were scattered abroad upon the persecution. Who was scattered? Israelites. Right here. Gentiles. Granted repentance unto life. First John 3:4 say, for sin is transgression of the law. Therefore, whoever committed sin breaketh also the law. So who was this laws? Who was the laws given to? The Israelites. Now look, it say, then have God also to the Gentiles granted repentance unto life. Now they which were scattered abroad upon the persecution, right, that arose about Stephen, traveled as far as Phoenice and Cyprus and Antioch, preaching the word to none but the Jews only. So this word Gentiles ain't talking about heathens. It's talking about Jews only. It say, and some of them were men of Cyprus and Cyrene. Remember the guy of Cyrene that helped Yahushua? His name was Simon, that Cyrenian. He helped Yahushua tote the cross. That's in Luke 23. Go read it. And some of them were men of Cyprus and Cyrene, which, when they were come to Antioch, spake unto the Grecians, preaching the Lord Yahushua. Who is this Grecian right here? Hold on. Let's look it up. This is what I was showing the guy. This is what we were showing the guy Saturday. He said, "What verse is that? That's in the Apocrypha?" No, it's in the it's in the book of Acts. That's where it said. This word Grecian here. That's why we keep telling you, you got to understand the history of the Hebrew Israelites and what happened to them, man. And it in the Greek Empire, we was forced to eat pork or we died. They told us that we couldn't confess ourselves to be Israelites, to be Jews. Okay, in the Greek Empire, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Okay, let's play this. What's going on with the sound now?
Strong's G 1675. Hellenes taste. Hellenes taste.
You see it? A Hellenist, one who imitates the manners and customs of the worship of the Greeks and use the Greek tongue. Hold on, there's more. Look at this. For all you slow bellies out there, you see what they say? Used in the New Testament of Jews born in foreign lands and speaking Greek. A Hellenist or a Greek speaking Jew. How can you get around this? Used in the New Testament. Every time you see Gentile in the New Testament, or it say neither Jew nor Greek, guess what? Used in the New Testament of Jews born in foreign lands and speaking Greek. Okay? I got one more. In Acts chapter 10 and 28. Look at this. When you read this story, and the Lord put the spirit on Cornelius to wake up to this truth, just like he did us here in Babylon the Great, right? Let's read some of this. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band. So this stole Jake's off because it's a centurion and the Italian band. It's so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian, Haitians working in the military. They work for the police department. Okay, they work for the Coast Guards, the Navy, the Marines. What? This is no different, man. Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band. Listen, it's a devout man. Look at the word devout. And it's a one that feared God. Okay? These are two buzzwords here. Devout and fear. Okay? It tell you, matter of fact, let's read it. See, this is the wisdom of Yahweh Shema Shah in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, man. So when you go to Exodus, right? I love to make this point. Because it tell you right here that Cornelius feared the Lord, right? Edomites don't fear the Lord. Let's prove it. This is Exodus 17, right? It says, hold on, bear with me. No, Deuteronomy 25. Salakia. Deuteronomy 25 in verse 18, right? Listen to this. It reads, Deuteronomy 25 and 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way. Who is Amalek? This is the head honchos of the so-called white people. Okay, those people that's in our land, them that controls the media. Okay, the same one where you got to get your food, your resources from. These are them. Remember what Amalek did unto thee, by the way. And if they don't fear the Lord, the six pack Joe, so-called white person, don't fear the Lord neither. Remember what Amalek did unto thee, by the way, when ye were come forth out of Egypt. That's why the Lord said you're going to have war with them forever, man. It reads, how he met thee by the way, and smart the hindermost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary. And he who, Amalek, feared not God. And he feared not God. So the so-called white man don't fear the Lord. So it say right here, Cornelius, a devout man, and one that feared God with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to God always. No heathens is giving no Israelites no alms, man. Okay? Don't be no fool, man. Now, let's jump down. And the Lord showed Peter, right, all these different beasts. It was unclean beasts, Peter said. It wasn't talking about unclean beasts. The Lord was sending men to Peter so he can go back to the house of Cornelius, right? So let me show you something. This is what Peter say. This is the end all be all, right? Peter at Caesarea, right? Look here. In Acts 10 and 28, this happened because people don't read and they don't look up words. Listen to this. Acts 10 and 28, it reads, this is what Peter said to Cornelius. And he said unto them, ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company, or to come unto one of another nation. But God hath showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean, right? So the animals that the Lord showed Peter, it wasn't talking about Christianity. About, see, we can eat all type of animals. Well, go ahead and eat some rat then. Go ahead and eat some rat. Go ahead. We'll wait and see. It ain't talking about no animals. It was talking about the three men that the Lord was sending to Peter to take him back to Cornelius. So Peter said again, and he said unto me, ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation, but God have showed me that I should not call any man coming unclean. Another beautiful point. We don't know who's an Israelite. Okay? We don't judge our skin color. It tell you in Judges. I mean the book of John. Was that John 7? We don't judge according to appearance, judge righteous judgment. It's not our it's not our job to separate. The Lord said the angels gonna come. Matthew 13, Matthew 24, Matthew 25. The angels are going to come and separate the wheat from the tares. That's not our job. Our job is to teach this sound doctrine, as Peter, was it Paul said in 1 Corinthians 3, one man plant the seed, another man water, but how about Shema Shai get an increase? Our job is to just feed the sheep sound doctrine, and the Lord will add to that person or not. So it say, Peter said, but God have showed me that I should not call any man common unclean, because we don't know who's who. But Romans 8 and 16 said the Spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Lord, the sons of Yahweh. Right? Now let's look at this word, another nation. Because Jake is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And the Lord said in Hebrews in John 10 and 27, his sheep hear his voice and he know them, man. Right? So right here, for this word nation, just look it up.
Strong's G 246. Alaphalos.
Now remember, I went into Acts 11, right? In 16, that word Grecian there, right? It said what? Israelite foreigners, man, who made Greek their tongue. So right here, you see what it say? Foreigner, a foreigner, man. Foreign. Okay? Watch this. When you click this word right here, this right here, this number, G5443. Look at this. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I got to go back. Hold on. See it right here? Man, this is heavy. It say, oh, I clicked the wrong one. It's strong G246. Look, it say, when used in Hellenistic Greek and opposed to a Jew, it signifies a Gentile. Hold on. So let's go back up. I saw that. So let's look at this. Remember the difference. Okay. So let's go back. So this word here, this here, this is G5443, which the G stand for Greek. If it's in the Old Testament, it's gonna say H. So when you click on this here, let's play the word.
Strong's G 5443. Foulet. Foulet.
Now look at this. Now remember when I went into Acts 11 and 19, that word Grecian, it said in the New Testament, Greeks that was, it said Jews that were living in foreign lands that made Greek their tongue, right? Right. Here you go again. A tribe. In the New Testament, hold on. Do you see it? In the New Testament, all the persons, not some, every time you see Gentile or Greek in the New Testament, it say in the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, a nation people. Okay? This is, man, listen, kindred tribe. When you in the New Testament and you reading about Gentiles or Greeks in some chapter, you may be in Galatians, you might see neither Jew nor Greek. In the New Testament, all the persons descended from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. Now let's go back. Let's do it again, shall we? Shall we? I think we should. Acts 11. Let's do it one more time. We're going to close up. This ain't rocket science, man. This ain't Chinese arithmetic neither. This is for this is not for low-level thinkers. I just woke up a little while ago. Look at my phone. These dumb niggas, man. These guys, more guys hit the comment board. Still in that video I did on Mark the Messenger, marked and exposed. These guys is hurt. Go to their channels. There is nothing there. You niggas don't have nothing to say to me. Go cry to Mark the Messenger, because I don't want to hear your garbage. Because I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you think. I care what Yahweh Shema Shah say. And what the Lord say is, a nigga should have no Shiva jockers on his head. Those are heathen customs. A nigga should be getting paid to teach this word. A nigga, if you a man of the Lord, you should be in the highways and hedges teaching sound doctrine. That nigga don't got no street ministry. Go cry to that nigga channel, because I don't care about your garbage.
Strong's G 1675. Hellenistes. Hellenistes.
Now I'm showing you it again because it said in Acts 10 and 28, in that word nation, it say in the New Testament, right here, used in the New Testament of Jews born in foreign lands and speaking Greek, a Hellenist or Greek speaking Jew. You can't get around it. Let's show it one more time, shall we? One more time. In Acts chapter 10 to 28. In the New Testament, all the persons descended from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. In the New Testament. So, when the Lord said this, man, You peoples out there, man, too emotional. In Matthew 15 and 24. This is the words of Yahweh, man. And he said he came to do his father's business. In Ezekiel 34, the Lord say he's going to search and seek out his lost sheep. Yahweh said the same thing in Luke 19. He said he came to search and seek that which was lost. He's doing his father's business. He quoted the same thing his father said in Ezekiel 34. You can't change that because you're emotional. Matthew 15 and 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So when you get to Paul, you think Paul is going over the Messiah words? You people have lost your mind. That will make Paul an antichrist, just like you wicked niggas today. You antichrists. Well, Jesus came for everybody. You only going to use John 3:16. You don't even understand the chapter. Because in John 1, who was the Messiah talking to? He was speaking with Nicodemus, which was a Jew. Was it heathen with him? When he came to the Lord by night, right? Because he was like a secret disciple. Was it heathens with him? No. It was Nicodemus and the apostle, the 12 apostles. And it was Yahweh. It wasn't any heathens there. So when I get down to verse 16 in John 3, it's still talking about Israelites, man. And if you understand the account in John 3 and 14, when they say, as Moses lifted up the serpent, when you go to Numbers 21, that story is talking about Moses and the Israelites in the wilderness, which I read in the beginning of this lesson in Numbers 21 and 6. So when you get to Paul, you think Paul went over the Lord's words and taught heathens? You people just crazy. Let me get this. In Galatians, that would make Paul Antichrist, man. He going against the Lord, man. That don't make no sense. That don't add up, man. This is Galatians 1. Let's get this. But it's okay. Like the elder been saying, the apostle elder, this is not for low-level thinkers, man. So he say, let me read up a little bit. See, I started right here. Start at 11. Paul defends his ministry. But I certify you, brethren. Hold on. Let's look at this word brethren here. See, you people don't understand what Paul was saying is he was speaking of Israelites, man. Let's show you. This is the word brethren.
Strong's G80, Adelphos. Adelphos.
Now, you got a brother, whether born of the same two parents or only of the same father or mother, right? We are what our father is, right? Look, having the same national ancestor, belonging to the same people or countryman, okay? Okay? His brothers by blood, okay? Let's get it right here. Scroll down. It's plain, man. This is plain. A brother, okay? It ain't talking about no heathens, man. So let's go back. It's simple though. It's simple, man. But the Lord got to give you the eyesight to see these things. So it say, so lucky these pop-ups. You know, brothers be posting lessons. So Galatians 1:11 it reads, but I certify you, brethren, talking to Israelites, that the gospel which was preached of me is not after man, for I neither received it of man, neither was I taught it, but by the revelation of Yahweh Mashiach. What does this mean? In Matthew 15 and 24, when Yahweh said he was not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So right here, when Paul said For I neither received it of man. Matter of fact, let's read again. Galatians 1:11. But I certify you, brethren, that the gospel which was preached of me is not after man. For neither, for neither received it of man, for neither I received it of man, neither was I taught it by man, but by the revelation of Yahweh Mashiach. So you telling me Paul did something different? No. Yahweh taught Paul personally. Okay? Why would Paul go and do something totally different when the Messiah said in Matthew 15:24, he was not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel? You see, this is the wisdom that Yahweh Shemawashah gave us in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, man. And this ain't for everybody, man. This is not for low-level simp niggas, man. Okay? It say, for ye have heard of my conversation in time past in the Jews' religion, how that beyond measure I persecuted the church of God and wasted it. Because Paul was, he thought he was doing the Lord a service, right? It say, and prophet in the Jews' religion above, hold on, Salakia, moving too fast. It say, for ye have heard of my conversation in time past in the Jews' religion, how that beyond measure I persecuted the church of God and wasted it, and profited in the Jews' religion above many my equals in my own nation. Hold on. Did you hear that? And profited in the Jews, Paul from the tribe of Benjamin, and profit in the Jews' religion above many my equals in my own nation. Come on, man. Being more exceedingly zealous of the traditions of my fathers, but when it pleased God, who separated me from my mother's womb and called me by his grace to reveal his son in me, that I might preach him among the heathen. Immediately I conferred not with flesh and blood, because flesh and blood didn't reveal this. It was the spirit of Yahweh Shemawashah. Okay? Let me get one more here. Look at this. In the book of Mark, right? It just hit me just now. In the book of Mark, let's see if I can get this. Let's go to this. You people are slow bellies out there, man. You're gonna find out real soon. You're gonna find out real soon. I think it's Mark 3. Look at this. So this is Mark chapter 3, verse 7. Listen. But Yahushua withdrew himself with his disciples to the sea, and a great multitude from Galilee followed him. And from Judea, these damn pop-ups. Now listen. Salakia. It say, but Yahushua drew himself with his disciples to the sea, and a great multitude from Galilee followed him. These are believers, and from Judea, right? And from Jerusalem. Look, and from Idumea. Is he talking about Edomites? No. We were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Look, and from beyond Jordan, and they about Tyre and Zidon. Who is Zidon? That's a son of Ham. Is it talking about Hamites? No. When you read in Matthew 15, that was well, she was known as the Syrophoenician woman, Greek by nationality. That's in the book of Mark. But in the book of Matthew, it said what? She was a Canaanite woman. She was neither. She was an Israelite. It say, and from Jerusalem, and from Idumea, that's the Edomites town, and from beyond Jordan, and they about Tyre and Zidon, a great multitude, when they had heard what great things he did, came unto him. You see that? Idumea and Tyre and Zidon, man. Israelites scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, man. That's in the book of Acts, Acts chapter 2. Israelites came from everywhere to come to Jerusalem to worship every year. And that's in the law in Deuteronomy 16. No matter where you stayed at, oh, what's that? In the book of Acts chapter 8, when this guy, uh 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 what his name is in Acts chapter 8. Let me get it real quick. This guy here. He was over the I forgot the guy name. So right. So right here in Acts 8, it say, and the angel of the Lord spake unto Philip, saying, Arise and go toward the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is desert. And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, and eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of Ethiopians, who had the charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship. Now, why would an Ethiopian go to Jerusalem to worship? Only ones can worship in Jerusalem are Israelites. Okay? When you go into Deuteronomy chapter 16, it tell you that we had to go to Jerusalem 3 times a year to worship. That's what the Lord put his name at. Okay? That's the place. So, is this an Ethiopian? I think not. We all know this was an Israelite that was living in Ethiopia. And there's many more, man. So, as the Lord said, cast not thy pearls before swine. Or let me see. I want to see that anybody put that precept on the comment board. Nobody put it up. So when you that wasn't for you, but it's all good. I figured you were gonna put it up too, but it's all good. So anyway, yeah, Lord was edifying, and the brother put it up, Matthew chapter 2. Just in case you out there don't know, Matthew chapter 2 proves that the Roman Empire, that the red dragon in the Rome, that the red dragon is talking about the Roman Empire. Matthew chapter 2 explains that. Because they tell you that Herod wanted to crucify Yahweh when he was born. So the Lord was edifying. Got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rikah Kodash. Give honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of Great Millstone, who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, ready accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth and believing this truth, who at the four winds of the earth, the entire world, working at the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Walk who are listening and learning. You few sisters who are listening and learning. Lord was edifying. So next time I say shalom. Wa abba babal. And I'm gonna close this precept too. I meant to read this. Because the Lord say we're supposed to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, right? So we are those dragons and owls that the Lord is causing to become wise. So this Psalms 19:7 it reads, the law of Yahweh is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahweh Shema Shah is sure, making wise the simple. Hey, so Lord was edifying. Till next time again, I say Shalom. Wah abba. The water for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up.